Hi everybody. I'm going to sit here for a minute until it's about 2 minutes to 8, and I'm going to give everybody a chance to log on, and then I'm going to turn the camera. So I have the camera up high, so that's why I'm looking up. So hopefully some of you are starting to tune in, and then we can get started in a couple of minutes. I see somebody is on, so I am going to look at my main computer so that I can answer some of your questions, let everybody log on, and oh, I see a couple more people are coming. Okay, let me turn this camera, and then I'm going to look at my main computer, and okay. Hi Melissa. Okay, well, instead of now, I'm going to turn it back to me so I can say hi to everybody. Last month, I didn't even tune in to say hello. I just pointed the camera at the work that I was going to be doing, and that was that. As much as I don't really like looking at myself in the camera, I'm just going to do it for a minute or two till everybody tunes in. So how's everybody doing this summer? We had some thunderstorms, so I was a little worried about the Facebook Live, but now the sun is blazing again, but it's pretty nice. How is it where you are in the country? Tell me where you're from. Tell me what's the temperature like. Hi, everybody. Hi, Joe. Okay, let's see who's here. Be right back. Okay, I've been to Oregon. I see somebody's watching from Oregon. It's gorgeous there. I hope everybody is having a great summer and you're ready to do a little bit of scrapbooking. I'm always ready to do a little bit of scrapbooking. And I have to tell everybody who's watching right now that tomorrow I'm going to the Scrapbook Convention for the first time in about 4 years in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, the Creating Keepsakes Convention, and I am excited. Taking 7 classes over 2 days, going with a friend, going to put my mask on because things are just not going well everywhere, but I'm really excited to go and do that. So lots of paper crafting over the next few days. Okay, going to turn the camera. It's 8 o'clock and we can get started. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining us at Scrapbooking Store. We're going to be using the travel collection. Indiana, it's hot, huh? Let me say hi to everybody. Chicago, I grew up outside of Chicago in Deerfield, Illinois, and then I moved to New Jersey when I was a junior in high school. So hello, Illinois, Gina. Hi, Gina. Hi, Carrie. Hi, everybody. Hi, Ruth Ann. New York. Oh, a lot of people are from all over the place. Okay, well, I'm going to stick with a relatively simple layout tonight. The main thing that I want to show you is a way to include a lot of photos on one page, but you're really not going to see those photos because we're going to put them in a pocket. Now, this is a white pocket. It was what I was playing with as I was experimenting with this. But I'm going to use the collection, and then we're going to decorate the pocket. We're going to put it on the page, and then we're going to put it probably would hold 12 to 15 photos, depending on how thick you want your page to be or where you're going to be putting this page. Okay, so rainy every day, Massachusetts. That's not so good, except the grass is probably real green. Okay, so this was a travel collection. I did some projects that weren't related to travel with this collection. I always like to challenge myself that way and do things that aren't always related to the absolute topic of the monthly kit that you receive. But this one is heavy in the travel area, and it's fun. And so I happened to come across this photo. This was my parents' 50th wedding anniversary, and we took them on a surprise cruise. They thought they were just going with myself and my husband, but everybody was on the ship when they got there, and we had these t-shirts made up then and now, and this is one of the photos that was taken of all of us. And this was a long time ago, actually about 10 years ago. So I decided I never scrapbooked it, although I did make a book of the trip. Sometimes you do want to make a book of a whole trip. I'm not somebody who's real fond of doing page after page after page on the same subject, but I did do a book on this trip because it was a special trip. But there are other ways that you can show that you've gone away on a trip without making 12 pages with 4 and 5 pictures on every page. And one of those ways is what I'm going to be doing tonight, which is I'm going to be putting a pocket on this page right next to it. I'm going to decorate around it, put the pocket there, and the pocket could probably hold, depending on your photos and the size of your photos. I'm making this assuming you want to put 4 by 6, so I'm making it slightly larger, and then you can put your photos in here and take them out and look at them at any time. So this is the main photo that tells us what this whole thing is about, and then all the other things I'm going to put in the pocket. You can do it any way you like. This is, look, this is scrapbooking. We can do whatever we want. Anything we do is right. There's nothing that's wrong, so I'm just going to happen to show you something that I thought of. Okay, so I took this background sheet from the collection, and I'm going to just quickly do a simple page, and then I'm going to do the pocket, which is what would take most of the time. So I took the liberty of cutting everything ahead of time so as not to waste your time cutting. So I used the sheet from a couple of the sheets from the collection that had these cut-aparts. They basically call them cut-aparts because that's exactly what I did. I cut them apart. There were that size, and there was also the small size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the small ones at the top and put the large ones on the bottom. So let me just use my handy dandy. This used to be decorated in case anybody's watched me before, but my other one that was probably 15 years old exploded and broke. So this is a new one, and I haven't had a chance to decorate it yet, but I do use this for as much as I can use this for. All right, so I cut those apart, and I'm just going to make a border on the top and the bottom. I picked the ones that I like that seemed appropriate. I see Michigan is in the house. Hi, everybody. Oh, North Carolina. Okay. So I did these cut aparts. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do every other one with, see, I'm already ripping up. Do you do that? Okay, I'm already ripping up. I'm going to do every other one with the word. And see, now I just ripped the paper a little bit. Didn't matter. I'm just covering it right back up. Because I'm working to the side so that I don't get in the way of the camera, I might not be as straight as I would normally be when I'm scrapbooking alone. And believe me, I am completely anal about that. And I will probably move it around later. When I do a page, when I'm done, I'm done. However, a lot of times I will just glance at it, a few hours later or the next day and maybe add a few little extra embellishments. But then I'm really done. I really don't go back and I don't redo. Does anybody else redo or go back and redo things or do things from years ago? Because I really don't. Sometimes I look at some of my pages and I really like them and I say, geez, I can't even remember that I made that. Okay, I hope I'm not in your way, but I'm putting all those cut aparts and I made a border at the top with those cut aparts. I used the larger cut aparts on the bottom and I'm putting them down in an order that sort of tells the stories. Pack your bags, let's get away, and bon voyage. So that's exactly what we did. We flew to our destination and went on this cruise. Hi, Penny. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. I am doing a travel page, relatively simple travel page, because what I want to emphasize is how I'm going to show you how to put a lot of photos on the page without really putting a lot of photos directly on the page, because we're going to make a pocket. Okay. So what I'm going to do, and I see I'm not totally straight because I'm working from the side and I keep putting my head in front of you, and so I don't want to do that. But I'm going to finish this off a little bit, and in the collection, we had this sticker sheet. And there was something here that I used already. And then this was just meant not to be necessarily used. It was a scalloped piece, but I'm using the extra piece from the scallop piece. Does anybody ever do that? Make do with something that wasn't even really meant to be an embellishment? Well, I thought it was the perfect border. So I am using it, and I just want to decide if I want to put it this way or if I want to put it this way. And I'm going to put it that way. So I've played with this a little bit, so I got a lot of the sticky away, so I'm going to add a little bit of liquid glue to the back of it just so that it stays put. I mentioned that I use this all the time. I do. This is my favorite thing, the advanced tape glider. I love that. I'll use it on the smallest spaces, but since this is still a little bit sticky, I'm just using my liquid glue. This happens to be my favorite liquid glue. Art Glitter Dries Clear Adhesive. It comes with the tiniest tip on the top, and it comes out so nicely. I love it. There's certain times of the year they won't ship it because of I think it might be in the cold weather, or maybe it's the hot weather, I don't know. So I make sure to have plenty of it on hand. Okay, so I'm using a piece from the sticker collection that wasn't even meant to be used as an embellishment, but I do that quite often. Now, can I get in front of the camera for just a second so I can get this straight? Or I really will be upset with myself. So I just want to, okay. So I just put that down there. Sorry to be in front of you, but I just want to show you how I put that down just to sort of finish it off. And then I cut a piece from the paper that I saw someone use earlier on a layout. I used this piece, I cut a strip, and I'm going to put that on the bottom. And I will use my advanced tape glider for that. Everybody has their favorite thing. Use whatever is your favorite thing. And I'm going to put that down. And again, I need to have this straight, so I'm going right in front of the camera for just a minute. And it may still not even be straight, so let's see. It's straight enough for this right now. Okay. If it's not straight, I will move it later because you can pull up that tape for a little period of time. So we have a basic page. Okay, you can add embellishments to it if you want, but I have a large photo right here. And I'm going to put my large photo down here. And that's where you can see that I'm not totally straight, and that drives me crazy, but I'll fix it later. I'm going to put my photo down. I'm not going to adhere it yet because I want to take the time now to show you what I'm going to do over here. And this is really where all our photos are going to go. I took one main photo that tells the story of this page, which is a trip we took with my family for a 50th wedding anniversary about 10 years ago. And then I'm going to show you how I made this little pocket. I made a sample one for myself in white, but I'm going to show you how I made this using a piece of the paper from the collection. Are there any questions? Yet? Okay, not yet. All right, so now I am going to use the scoreboard. I don't know if anybody has a scoreboard or not, but you don't have to have one. I happen to be a gadget person. I'm doing scrapbooking since the 1990s, so I have everything in the world. Plus, I have a whole store down here. And don't tell my husband, but I could live in this room 24/7. Anyway, getting back to this. If you do not have a scoreboard, and if you have a cutter, you can lay your paper down on the cutter and move it to the measurement that I'm going to tell you about in a minute. And you can just take one of these bone folders, and in the place where it cuts, you can score. You can also use a credit card to score. So you can measure and then just take a credit card and just draw the line down the side of a ruler. The scoring just gives you an indentation to make it easier and even to bend. Okay, so you don't have to use either of these gadgets, but since I have a scoreboard, I'm going to use the scoreboard. All right, so before we get started on this pocket, I just want to tell you if anybody wants to duplicate this, here are the measurements. You cut a piece of paper 5 3/4 by 4 3/4. 5 3/4 by 4 3/4. You're going to score 3 sides. A 1/2 inch first, and then 3/4. Okay, now not a 1/2 plus 3/4, but I'm going to score a 1/2, and then I'm going to score over another 1/4, so 3 at the 3/4 mark. And I'll show you how I'm going to be doing that. So you do that on 3 sides. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there's my measurements. Cut the paper 5 3/4 by 4 3/4. So that's what this is. Cut. We're going to score 3 sides. We're going to score a 1/2 inch first, and then we're going to move over another 1/4 inch, which is 3/4 inch. Okay, so you'll watch me. Okay, here is, I'm going to use my scoreboard, and I'm going to lay my paper down. It's been cut, again, it's been cut 5 3/4 by 4 3/4. This piece is 5 3/4 this way by 4 3/4 this way. All right, now I'm going to find the 1/2 inch mark right here. We are dog sitting. Did somebody hear a dog bark in the background? We're dog sitting for a friend, and I told my husband to watch this dog, but she is down here watching me, and she is barking. Okay, we're scoring a 1/2 inch. Okay, then I'm going over 1 more 1/4. So that's why I say score, measure over a 1/2 inch and do your line. Then go over another 1/4 inch, so at the 3/4 inch, and do another line. Okay, hopefully everybody's following me so far. And again, just take a ruler and take a credit card or something that could make your dent. Excuse me, I need to get someone to get the dog out of the room, and then I will be back. The dog is in here barking. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Dog is gone. Okay, now I am going to turn this exactly the same thing. I'm going to do a 1/2, and then I'm moving over another 1/4. Okay, everybody following? Then I'm going to do this way. I'm going to do a 1/2, so 3 of the sides. And then I'm going to do a 1/4 more over, so 1/2 inch, and then plus a 1/4 inch, so that's 3/4. So you go to the 1/2 inch, draw a line, go to the 3/4, draw a line. Score lines are merely lines to help you fold. Okay, so I'm folding, and I'm folding. Okay, I'm folding, and I'm folding. And I'll explain to you why I chose a 1/2 inch and a 1/4 inch as we move along. So I'm just folding all the score lines. Lay it down. And you can use your bone folder if you want to, but I'm not going to yet. Okay, so I just made the folds. Okay, now you see that I held up the pocket before. Here's the pocket. There's how it looks on the back. There's the front, there's the back. Okay, so the reason I did the folds was because now that it's folded, I'm taking a scissors and I'm just going to cut this bottom 3/4 rectangle away. And I'm going to do it on this side just to make it less cumbersome and easier to turn into this pocket. Okay, so that's the next of these instructions. Lower right, lower left. Cut out a 3/4 inch. I have square there, but it's a rectangle. Okay, so you see what I did here. Okay, the reason for that is now we can fold this up. You can redo your folds and make them, you could use your bone folder if you want, but you know, you want to make your folds at the half and at the quarter. All right, here we go. You can play with them a little bit just till those lines are in there. Now you see what I'm doing? I'm leaving the 1/2 inch in the back. Oh, I didn't take away that rectangle correctly, did I? No, I didn't take away that other quarter. And follow my own directions there. Okay. Okay. And all I'm going to do, you can use Scotch tape, you can use any kind of tape. You're going to tape those backwards. Now the reason that I did a quarter and then I did a half and then a quarter is because the quarter is going to be the thickness. So it's not very thick, but the half in the back is going to enable me to put some pop tape on it so that I can lay it down on the layout. Okay, so I'm going to just use a little bit of this to tape this down. Put a little bit of this on the bottom of this because it's not going to show now. It's going to be in the back. I'm going to have to do my fold again to make sure I'm all the way there. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. Where's my white one? Okay, here's my white one, and here's my my pattern paper one. Now, if you want to, you see the circular cut here at the top. If it makes it easier for you to grab your photos, you can certainly do what I did here and take a circle punch and cut a little, or use a scissors and cut it, because then you're just going to be able to grab your photos easier in and out of this pocket. Okay, so that's what we're going to end up with on the layout. If you want to use the pattern paper, if you prefer to use solid cardstock, this was just a white piece of cardstock. So I'll use the white one since, you know, I just showed you how to make the pattern paper one. But you see the back, and you have a 1/4 inch on the side, so all your pictures are going to slide in there. And you left yourself the 1/2 inch here so that you have plenty of room to put pop tape or any other kind of tape you want to put on the back. If you pop it up, it's going to stick out more. If you just want to use, they call this the red line tape. If you want to use your gliding tape, any kind of tape you want to put, or pop tape on the back, feel free to adhere it any way that you want. So this is red line tape, which goes on. I'm going to put it on the back and cut. And the red line tape, then a piece of it just pulls off. I don't love this stuff because I always, even though I have fingernails, I have a hard time getting that little piece. But it really is pretty easy how it comes off. Okay, now I'm going to put another piece here and cut it. And I'm going to put another piece here. Sticking to my fingers, but okay. And cut it. Okay, again, this is red line tape because it's usually red. And you pull that piece away, and then it becomes adhesive on there. And take another piece. Let's see. Let me take get off of here. It's sticking to my fingers, but okay. There we go. Oops, I pulled up the whole thing right in front of you. Let's see if I can get it. We could be here all night till I get that last piece, but I'm determined. Okay, got it. Alrighty. Now, the reason I didn't adhere my big photo was I just want to make sure where I want to put this. I want to line it up because I'm an even type of person. So I think I'll put the pocket on here. Okay. Move this out of the way. And then I'm going to put my photo down. Something sticking to the back of my photo. Oh well, can't worry about that now. And then I'm going to put this down. Okay. Okay, since I'm working to the side, I'm not sure how straight I am, but I know I'm not totally straight, I can see, and it's going to drive me crazy, but I'll fix it later. All right, now see the pocket. Now, either you use patterned paper like I showed you how to make when I was doing this tonight, or I pre-made this with white cardstock, and if you want to ahead of time before you lay it down, you could decorate it, or you can decorate it now. You can embellish it now with things from your collection. And let me show you that I do have photos here that are going to go right in the pocket. And that's why I gave you the measurements that I gave you, because basically it holds 4 by 6 and it gives you plenty of room. And I think I have 5 of them in here, and there's plenty of room for 5, 6, 7, 8 more photos in there. Are there questions? Because I don't see any coming up on here. Okay, I don't see any coming up on my computer. Okay, so let's embellish the pocket, and then I'll go over the pocket with you again and give you the measurements again. Okay, I love the tags in this collection, so I took the liberty of cutting out one of the tags. I typed up some journaling and put it on top of the tag, and I'm going to decorate my pocket with that. You could also put your journaling, especially if it's about a trip, lengthy, and you kept notes, you could use this for your journaling. You could put it behind the photos, on top of the photos, however you want to do it. You can do anything you want with that pocket. Okay, and I am also going to, I think, use this here. Okay, so let me adhere some of these things. Okay, this already has one pop dot on it, but I'm going to put a little more adhesive on it. Or I could add an extra pop dot to it, but I'm going to, let's see here, I'm going to put that up a little bit. And I'm going to put that on there from the collection. And on this tag, I think that I might use, let's see, either one of these flowers. I don't know if you've all received the collection yet. These, I could use one of these here. No, I think that's too big. I think I'll use one of these that we had in the collection, and maybe I will use a colorful one. Let me poke out those little holes so that it looks like a button. And I'm gonna, since I poked those holes out and took some of the adhesive away, I'm adding a little bit of adhesive to it. I always go a little extra on the adhesive. I think I'll put the button there on the tag. Let's see, what else could I use? Okay, this was on the collection too. Let me see about this. See, as you see, I pick up things and move them around. Maybe I'll do something like that. Okay, all right, my pocket's decorated. I also took some of the words from the sticker sheet because I have a large photo. You know, these had a lot of words on the bottom. And I took the liberty of getting them ready ahead of time. I put pop tape on the back of them. There are these sheets that you can get from Amazon, these long, skinny stickers. And they're real skinny, and they're great because you can use doubles, singles, and they work well with these to pop them up a little bit. And I'm going to put them right on the photo because I have a large photo. And that embellishes the photo a little bit more. I'll straighten everything out later, so hopefully when I post this on the Scrapbooking Club, my layout will look straighter than it does right now since I'm working from the side. Okay, where should I put these? I think I'll put these on the other side. Let's see, what did I pick here? Let's go somewhere and on our way. Okay. Let's go somewhere. And on our way. Okay, I'd say we finished a layout pretty quickly because I just embellished it on the bottom. On the top, I made a border. I used one photo, put some of the words on it. I might move these words around because I'm thinking that I might like these maybe down here instead of on the top. And we mostly I wanted to show you the pocket because the pocket holds a lot of photos. So let me go over the pocket with you one more time in case anybody's interested in, if you have any questions, you can certainly send me a message. But I did type this up to cut the piece of paper 5 3/4 by 4 3/4. This will then make a pocket to hold 4 by 6 photos, and you'll have room. They won't squeeze in there. Score 3 sides. First make a score line at 1/2 inch and then move over another 1/4 inch. So you'll be at the 3/4 inch line. And you do that on 3 sides. And then you will, on your lower right and your lower left, you'll cut out a 3/4 inch square. And then I didn't end up using pop tape, but you can pop tape the 1/2 inch side or use the red line tape that I used. Or you can use any kind of glue or your tape glider on 3 of the sides. I also used a punch just to make a little circle. Sometimes that makes it look like a pocket more, but you can leave it straight across. You can decorate this or not decorate this. I quickly decorated it with some of the embellishments. If it's too busy, I might remove them later, but pretty much we're done. So, do we have any questions on this pocket or how to use a lot of travel photos on one page? There's one photo there, and you can put a dozen in the pocket and then get to it anytime you want. You can, Carrie, you can mount this on the outside of your page protector if you like. There are some techniques for cutting. I don't like to use those knives, I don't know what they call them, the blades, because now this is really funny what I'm going to say. I'm allergic. I'm not allergic. I hate them. I'm scared of them. And I just say I'm allergic to them. But you can use a craft knife and you can cut through your page protector so that you can get to it. Cut that piece of the page protector away and then your pocket will come through. Or you can just take your page in and out of the pocket protector because a lot of times they're not real tight to get to the photos if you want to look at them. But it's easy to know they're in there if anybody wants to. So again, you can mount the pocket on the outside of your page protector, position your page inside, put the pocket on the outside and your photos there. You can cut with a craft knife and then just expose that pocket through your page protector. Or you can just put it inside the page protector along with your photos. Because again, this is only a 1/4 inch thick and a lot of our embellishments are a 1/4 inch thick. And they fit right into the page protector anyway. Any other questions? If you have any questions and you post them here, I will come back and review the comments and answer your questions here, or you're perfectly welcome to send me a PM. You see my name right there, Marci Bensing, and you can, I'm on Facebook, and you can send me a message. Thank you everybody for coming tonight to watch this this page layout, and let me know what you think, and if you think you want to try it, and if you have any questions, just let me know. And I will see you again next time. Enjoy the collection, and please share your pages on the Scrapbooking Club if you make them, because we love seeing them and we love commenting on them. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you everyone for coming, and I will say goodbye, and I will then finish this. Bye. Thanks for coming.